Hello friends, in this video we'll be visiting 2 national parks and 1 highly recommended state park.
But first we've got to figure out what's going on with these signs. We've been seeing these war drug signs for hundreds of miles. Anyway, stick with us and we'll figure it out as we explore western South Dakota.
I'm Mike.
Hi, and I'm Fiona.
We're a newly retired expat British couple living in the USA. We're on a mission to visit all 63 US national parks. Please mash the like and subscribe button to follow along on our journey. Well, we got to the bottom of those wall drug signs. They're all pointing to a drugstore in Wall, South Dakota. So we solved that mystery. It's still a mystery why thousands of people come to this place. It's just huge. It's got a huge restaurant. A couple of busloads of people had just arrived when we got there, so we couldn't even get our 5-cent coffee without an half-hour queue. And they're selling cowboy gear and lots of junk, really. But it's only 20 minutes from our campsite, so we thought we'd call in. There are officially 300 signs leading to Wall Drug. We saw our first one probably 500 miles away. And there are also thousands of signs apparently around the world put there by enthusiasts of Wall Drug, pointing to this little remote spot in South Dakota.
As we're moving into the Badlands, we were checking the weather. Obviously, we're staying in tent and we need to know and be prepared for what's happening ahead of us. And the weather, as we were leaving Mitchell, South Dakota, heading towards Badlands, was predicting high winds, thunderstorms, hail, and tornadoes.
Yeah.
But we're persisting.
We're going to go ahead, we'll pitch our tent, and if it gets flattened by the weather, then we'll just move into a hotel.
Who knows?
So this is Sage Creek Campground. It's, what would you say, rustic, Fiona?
Backcountry.
Backcountry. It's just got pit toilets, no showers.
Primitive.
Primitive.
It's primitive.
No cost though. So it's actually free to camp here, and you just camp on a first come first served basis. There's a few tents. We'll see whether they're still surviving along with us in the morning. It gets pretty blowy out here, and then there's some camper vans, camper trailers. There's actually some horses over there. I'm not sure what's going on. It's almost like it's a club or a group that have got horses with them. This would be a great place to go riding. We found ourselves in the middle of a prairie dog town. They're surrounding our tent and the whole area around here. And,
they're very cute.
Yeah, and they're not actually begging for food or anything, are they? But there's our tent site.
And our bicycles.
And our bicycles. Kind of looks a bit exposed there. I think the prairie dogs might have moved in by the time we come back, Fiona.
They might.
But we're off for an exploration into the Badlands.
So we set up our tent because it was really wet, still from when we were over in Hot Springs. And it dried out instantly, because that's what it's like here in South Dakota. A nice, warm, non-humid breeze. But we haven't put anything inside the tent. Tonight, it's forecast there's going to be some heavy rain and heavy winds at about 5 o'clock. So we'll just see how well the tent fares before we decide that we're going to actually sleep in it.
Yeah.
In addition, as a precaution, we will only put in the tent the minimum amount, just in case it blows down and everything is getting saturated with the rain.
With the tent pitched, we set about exploring the Badlands. We loved this place in 2017 and it didn't disappoint this time around. The scenic drive is fantastic and the beautiful overlooks on the geological formations and the wildlife in the park are just fantastic. We also bagged our Badlands National Park sign picture, which we failed to get in 2017. At about 5 o'clock there were some ominous clouds forming, so we headed back to camp to check out the conditions. This is what we found. Well, we've got hail, Fiona.
We do. We just made it back in time to decollapse or to collapse the tent and then get in the car before it started hailing. Just.
You can see it started to lightning and all hell's breaking loose out there. Well, no, you can't see because I think I'm all clouded up. By about 10 p.m. we realised this wasn't going to work, so we booked a hotel room, headed into Wall and slept soundly in a hotel room that night. The next day we came back to this scene. Well, we're back at the campsite and what a beautiful day. Look at this. Who'd have thought it was a massive thunderstorm. Certainly our...
There's less tents.
Friends, the prairie dogs are happy, but yeah, there's a lot less tents. A few were blown down last night, a lot of people left. Our bikes survived no problem, and here's our tent. We took the poles out and laid it down flat and just let it ride out the storm while we went to a hotel.
We did add some extra pegs and it was tied down very well. But now I think it's a big puddle.
Yeah, look at this, just in a huge muddy mess. So I guess we'll just pull it up and then set it up again.
And then it'll dry out today. Fortunately, no bison has been to the bathroom on it.
That we know of. Well, things looked pretty bad an hour ago, but we've dug out our tent from the sludge, moved it maybe 100 feet, got some bacon on and some toast, and things are looking good. So, and the weather's looking good for this evening as well, so we'll probably be camping here this evening in this beautiful spot, the same place we camped at 9 years ago in 2017. So undeterred, we headed out for another day of wildlife watching and sightseeing and hiking in the Badlands National Park. It is quite beautiful. We did the Notch hike, which is spectacular. It features a wooden ladder that's provided to help people get up the steepest bit. It's kind of fun to watch people struggle, including ourselves, get up and down that ladder. Then back to the campsite for some impromptu wildlife spotting and supper. After supper we headed out to a scenic overlook to take a look at the sunset. The Sage Creek Valley overlook is a great spot for watching the sunset. We found this bison standing right on the overlook, probably our best bison shot of the trip. The next day we packed up and headed down to our next campground, a KOA property in Hot Springs, South Dakota. We'd heard great things about Custer State Park, so we took the scenic route through this state park in the Black Hills of South Dakota. We've just seen a sign saying maximum width 8 feet, which I think is actually too tight for the truck with the wing mirrors on, so or the door mirrors out, so I'll have to pull the door mirrors back into the vehicle. 1 lane tunnel ahead, it says. What could go wrong? I think I'm going to be pulling in my wing mirror.
Low. It says it's a low. narrow tunnel.
Low,
8 feet
narrow
wide.
tunnel. Right. Breathe in. Oh wow, look at this. What a cool spot. I suppose you can park up here and have a look around. Or you can go through the tunnel. Needles Eye Tunnel. Alright, we're going to follow these guys through.
Looking good.
Is this two-way traffic?
I believe it is two-way traffic.
Yeah, no one's going to get past me while I'm going through here. Yay! We're through.
We did it.
Now friends, Custer State Park is famous for both stunning scenery on these scenic drives and the abundance of wildlife on its wildlife loop drive. But I'm excited about another feature of this park. Drone flying is allowed. You see, all national parks have drone bans, but state parks often allow it, with some sensible restrictions. So we got to the Cathedral Spires area and put up the drone to capture a different perspective on these fantastic granite rock formations. Enjoy the view.
Well, we arrived in our campsite near Hot Springs last night, expecting thunderstorms, but we had a beautiful evening, a campfire, and then we went to bed. During the night, it thundered and it rained all night long, but we survived. Our tent got a really good cleaning from the mud that we took on board in Badlands, and we lived to tell another tale.
Yeah, actually it was a good night's sleep, wasn't it? No problems. Of course, we have a bit of protection in this Hot Springs, South Dakota campsite, so the winds didn't get at us too badly, so it just poured down with rain and we were fine. And we'd planned today to go to Custer State Park again, but we've actually run across Wind Cave National Park, so we've bagged our National Park number 47 of 63. Yay!
Woo!
We're going to come back and go underground tomorrow, but we're driving through Wind Cave right now. And you can see buffalo dotted across the landscape, and you can see what a dark, cloudy sky we have right now. Here we are driving the Custer State Park wildlife loop. This is a typical scene along the loop, with lone and groups of bison happily going about their business. We also came across this cute but cheeky group of burros. These are feral descendants of pack animals brought to the Black Hills in the 1870s. While feeding the wildlife is strictly prohibited, that rule doesn't apply to these burros, who not only expect but demand treats from passing tourists. After the wildlife drive, we took the Iron Mountain Road, which is a beautiful drive and offers opportunities to see Mount Rushmore through 2 of its tunnels. The next day, we had the natural entrance tour booked at the Wind Cave National Park. Listen to our guide talking about some of the features in the cave.
Above our heads is a formation that we are world famous for. And yep, I can hear some of us already know the name. Anyone want to shout it out?
Boxwork.
Yes, it's called box work. Box work. Why is it called that? Well, if you look up from underneath it does look like a bunch of little rectangles and boxes.
Well, that was about it for our time below and above ground in the Wind Cave National Park. I've shown our tent erection process several times on these videos. In this video, I'm going to show you our teardown process. But first, let's take a drone's eye view of our campsite at the KOA Hot Springs, Black Hills, South Dakota. You can see we're nicely positioned in amongst the trees. Our camp neighbours are close by, but not right on top of us. We have a gravel pad, which reduced the mud from all the rain, and a fire ring to sit round at night. So, our pack up and tear down process. Okay, Fiona's gone for a shower, so I'm going to start packing up in here. We'll start with stuffing the sleeping bags, my least favourite pack up job. Now, one thing I didn't do, oh yeah, Fiona's already opened up the exits here, so it's going down. I'm going to put on the Exped extractor. The Exped doesn't fall down very small, but fortunately they give us a bag that's plenty big enough and we're not backpacking with it. Once Fiona returned, she climbed up on the truck bed and loaded everything in. This is a highly skilled activity requiring superior Tetris-like capabilities. It took us about an hour to get completely packed up, checked out and on the road. We now have a long drive to Grand Tetons and Yellowstone National Parks, where we have some serious bear encounters at our campsites. So please like and subscribe to our channel and be sure to watch next week's video to see if we can survive these wildlife confrontations.